While political ties and the global financial crisis dominated President Hu Jintao's meetings, friendship and cooperation was the key theme. Xie Zheng has more on the achievements of the visit.
Saudi Arabia is China's biggest trading partner in the Middle East. The $41.8 billion of trade in 2008 is almost 12-fold more than 2 decades ago. China's oil imports from Saudi Arabia in 2008 made up 1/5 of all of the country's oil imports for the year. Hu Jintao proposed the two countries promote an all-round energy partnership and expand two-way investment. The Chinese president also held consultations with the Gulf Cooperation Council. Together, its member nations make up a group that is China's 8th largest trading partner. But Hu Jintao's trip was about more than energy and trade agreements. King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz says the two countries are brothers and China is a true friend of Saudi Arabia. Political analysts say his trip demonstrates that friendship is the overriding interest of China's diplomatic policy.
While Saudi Arabia is a very wealthy country with vast natural resources, some of the African countries that President Hu is visiting actually do not have a very rich and extensive natural resources.
China will continue to increase assistance to Africa and reduce debts despite the current financial crisis. Hu Jintao's speech in Tanzania is widely considered a highlight of the tour. China encourages and supports its established companies investing in Africa, creating jobs for local people, and transferring technologies to their African partners. The president called on Chinese companies to shoulder more social responsibilities and establish good relations with local communities.
女士们、先生们、朋友们，
The friendship between China and Africa has lasted for half a century. Similar histories and goals connect us strongly. I reiterate that the Chinese people will forever cherish the traditional friendship with the African people. The Chinese people will continue to regard the African people as their trustworthy and reliable friends. We will be brothers and friends forever.
Hu Jintao also urged the international community to pay greater attention to how the financial crisis affects developing countries. He called for aid and debt relief to continue, increased assistance and help for developing nations in maintaining financial stability and economic growth. He says China's approach to reform of the international financial system includes more representation and stronger voices for African and developing nations.
Why most African countries stick to China is that most Western powers have turned a kind of deaf ears when it comes to recognizing the role that Africa may play in the reform to come.
China has had good relations with Africa for the past 50 years. From building infrastructure to political consultations, both sides help one another in achieving goals. As the global financial crisis takes its toll on developing countries, China and Africa need deeper cooperation to weather the storm. Xie Zheng, CCTV.